Hello legends, and welcome to Blunt Force Healing Podcast episode 332. This is a video update number 110, I believe. And if you listened to the yesterday's episode, you know that yesterday was one of the toughest days, if not the toughest in my life. Well, maybe not the toughest completely, but as I look at it in hindsight, it was still really bad. But I think I felt about it, I would say, in the worst light that it maybe was. I don't know. It's yet to be developed and understood better, so I won't be giving any details yet, but I know that I feel a bit better this morning about it and what future holds. I also know that we are emotional creatures, and most things in life, when they look like the end of the world, in probably 100% or just below that mark of percentage, we are incorrect. We are very bad in assessing situation. We are driven by emotions, even if we are very resilient people and we learn how to overcome or tame emotions to the point, or kind of override emotions and not use that chimp brain to the driver's seat. But it's not always possible, especially immediately. And this morning I woke up fairly early. I think it was 7:30 or something. I couldn't sleep anymore, but I was happy to see my two beloved people, my wife and my son, sleeping well and having a safe place to be and be close and be with me. So I decided to give them a bit more time to sleep while I went quickly to the forest close to the river and to check if any new specimens of fungi popped up, because it's a method of meditation or relaxation for me. I like to walk through the forest myself, just with my own head, and relax this way. I want to break that for a moment and show you live on this particular, let me just try and locate this bastard. Can you see him? Not sure if I can focus camera on it. So this is a tick, and it's traveling across my leg to find a place to attach. So it wants to bite and start feeding, which obviously I won't let him. Jesus, why isn't it focusing properly? Yeah, it searches and searches. So let me just take it off quickly and end its misery, because I already took, apologies for that, I already took, I think 3 or 4 of them off my legs, despite the fact that that part of the forest that I was in, I never had any tick in there. It seems like they are still there. I just got one big adult that I will probably post on YouTube as a short to show people how big they can be, because I also have footage of those small, very small nymph stages and larvae, which are very much like the adult ticks, but they are much smaller and much more difficult to spot on your skin. So let me just quickly make space for the mushrooms that I found, and I want to show them to you. So I know that most of you don't really care, or it doesn't say anything to you, but I would say amateur but keen forager, which likes to bring some gifts of nature home and enjoy them. So what I usually do is obviously you can cook them straight away, or you can dry them, or add to your favorite dishes later, like risotto or things like that. Anyway, so yeah, I won't be sharing exactly the details yet, as I said, but I wanted to let you know that, like everything in life, both good and bad times are usually short-lived, or at least they are periodical. So my message back to you is, regardless how anything feels, how bad it feels, always remember that it will get better. Even though you see no chance of it get better. And especially when it doesn't look like it will get better. Keep that in mind, because we as humans have different levels of resiliency and resistance to those thoughts, and some people do dump shit to relieve themselves from those thoughts and days, those bad days, and that includes taking your own life. Why I say that it's a dumb thing to do, because it is. Regardless of how sensitive people are, how justified it is in their head, it's never the right thing to do. It's very hard to explain it now, but just know that we are so lucky to be here on this earth, to be alive and be given that chance to experience, as probably for now only known living creatures with that level of conscience in the universe. Of course, we know that the probability of other forms of life in the universe, from mathematical perspective or statistical point of view, are huge. But we are yet to meet that other life form. And we might have met it, but not recognize it, because as humans, we perceive world in specific ways. Our senses are limited to a certain extent, and the other life forms might not be by the definition of science on Earth, life form, and we might be living in parallel, or we might be visited by something in the universe while not even knowing about it, because it's not physical or perceived in a way that we would like it to be perceived. So, it's a bit philosophical, but probably know what I mean. So, again, you are lucky to be alive. There's a very little chance of life coming to fruition healthy and, ready to go for X amount of years. On average, expectancy of life is about 80 years of age. Of course, it differs by country and it's not guaranteed. Your life might be shorter or longer, but as I said, it's an average expectancy. So when you are born and you get to the point of, I would say, 15 years of age, when your brain is fairly developed, and obviously you still might be doing a very dumb stuff that might end it quickly or put you in the wrong path, I would say. But in between, I would say, 15 and 20 years of age, you will have probably the most stormy period of time. And if you were already at that age, you know it. If you are yet to be 15 years of age or something around it, I would say upper teens, then that's the message to you that it will come. You might be sure that you will not fall into those things. They are there. And it really is time that verifies and validates if we are resilient enough to go through it unscathed, or at least in a fairly good shape. So keep in mind that if you are yet to get there, you have beautiful life in front of you, and make sure to get the most of it. If you are in those teens, messages, enjoy your life. Enjoy some of those dumb things, but try to be as reasonable as possible, because sometimes we have that herd mindset and we enjoy things with friends or colleagues and they do something very dumb that we participate in, and we don't want to exit or kind of quit it because we are afraid that we will be maybe not accepted or rejected from the herd, or will be bullied or trolled in some way. But listen, this is a small price to pay, even if it happens. Most cases it won't, but if it is, it's a small price to pay in comparison to the risks that you're taking in those situations, and might end your life quickly or might get injured, etc., and your life will be much, much harder. And it's very easy in this period of time to fall into depression. So remember, people are around you. People are in a distance everywhere in the world. You can talk to people, even to strangers. Of course, be careful before opening too much, but there are units of the healthcare that allow for free calls with the council, and there's always someone to talk to. If you need, you can comment or reach out to me. And while I'm not qualified to give advice or like a professional advice, I'm still a human being like you and everybody else. So the only thing that I can guarantee you is that I will listen, I won't judge, and nothing will be funny for me or irrelevant. I know how people can feel. I went through different types of emotions in my life and different situations. I'm not a granddad yet, or a very old person that might say that I have a lot of experience, but I have enough to be mindful and understanding for other people. So it's never a good choice to end your life. And that's my message today. I know there are famous people that we might have been fans of, and we try to justify that they were in a bad place and they had reasons to do it. They thought they have reasons to do it, and they did it. The problem was that there was likely not enough people around them to understand what they feel and where they are, and they felt like there is not enough leverage in the world to satisfy their expectations, and that they will not reach what they want, and they quit. So basically, it's not comparable, but technically, imagine that you won 1 in a million chance to get, let's say, lotto ticket for, I don't know, $500 million or euro, whatever currency you wish. And while having this ticket and going to pick, let's say, in person, that reward, you get hold of 500 million, and then you spend it on some dumb stuff. Well, not all of it, just a fraction. And you don't see a reason where to spend the rest of, let's say, $450 million. So you just burn it, and then in poverty. Not helping anybody else, not helping yourself, just wasting it. Technically, of course, it's much easier and non-damaging things to do, because money can be earned. Everything can be earned in life, to some extent, especially money can be lost and earned. And kind of, you can get it back. The life is a little bit like that money, but you can't get it back. You're 1 in a trillion chance to be alive, even if that happens, and the last thing right to do, regardless of your religion, your, whatever you believe in, even if you're an atheist or whoever you are and whatever your beliefs are, there is no justification of ending your own life. That's it, on purpose. Suicide is not an option. It's a bad thing to do. Not bad because some religion said that or because some law said that. It's a bad thing to do because there is no positive out of suicide. You end your life, so you will not even feel the positives of your decision. So it can't be the right decision, because right decision leads to some relief, some pleasure. You can't have pleasure if you're not alive, so it's dumb. And on top of that, you cause a lot of grief and damage to other people, society, family, etc. And at the time when you try to attempt it, it might feel like you don't care, but you do. It's just your emotions that are causing that depression and that feeling of the not having other option than ending your life, that are covering your true yourself, your true meaning, and the beautiful soul you are. So with that, let me wrap up because I need to go to work and hug my family and make sure that more bright days come in the future. And as you can see, the weather is really beautiful today. I got some fungi, I got a nice night's sleep, so let's head into the day, and I hope you have a great day. Make sure to stay strong, and if you need anything, reach out to me. In the meantime, stay tuned and see you tomorrow.